Everyone knows what a traditional classroom looks like, but in responding to the needs of the hospitality industry in Volusia County, Daytona State College has taken the traditional classroom and turned it into one heck of a hoppy place.
Chef Magoulas, this lab used to be 2 classrooms that you converted into the beverage science laboratory.
Well,
Can you walk us through how this became a classroom?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, because this is our main classroom. We have the brewing system behind us, but we wanted to make the system just like the industry. Wanted you to walk into a brew pub, you just walked into a brew pub. This is a system set up. The students will sit here at the bar. The instructor is behind the bar lecturing. The big screen TVs are the PowerPoint projections. So all of the work takes place right here. So they'll get the feel of, oh, this is what the place really looks like. So when they leave here, they've got that hands-on experience. And the instructors love it because they're right there with the students. The beer taps and everything are right around them. This is exactly like, if you had a bar, I would build it just like this.
As an ideal destination for vacationers with over 10 million visitors annually, the restaurant and hospitality industry is immersed with opportunity in Volusia County. New trends and complexity in making beverages are germinating nationwide. And with a hospitality payroll more than $700 million, tourists and locals are thirsty for fulfilling their palates with these crafty beverages. And this is where Daytona State College is proactively responding. Some of Daytona State College's highest growth programs are offered through the Maury Hosseini College of Hospitality and Culinary Management.
This unique program is the only one of its kind in the state of Florida, and only one of 4 in the country. It teaches not only making beer and wine, but also everything from behind the bar to every aspect of beverage science.
The Hospitality Beverage Science Certificate Program has been fermenting in the college's plans for several years, but just how did they see this future frothiness pouring in?
We had to get all the information from the county and, to see if there was a need for it. We found there was over 55,000 hospitality employees in Volusia County, the #1 employer in the county. And we said, yes, there's people there. Now, of that 55,000, how many of those people would be affected by this class? And we came back with a figure between 15 and 20,000, because this would be front of the house, the beverage operators that were operating, purchasing, the things that go on in the restaurants and hotels. And they needed more training in that area. So we saw a niche there.
More and more people are learning how to make their own wine or brew their own beer. And this once hobby for many has transformed into craft breweries and wineries, pumping itself into specialized jobs needed for the industry. So Chef Magoulas and his team excitedly tapped into this growing market with a 10-course accredited program in what has become a $1.2 million laboratory as its classroom. And today, our local entrepreneurial interest is boiling over.
When we first started this program years ago, there were no brew pubs in Daytona Beach. They were just coming. Finally, we started our class, 1 brew pub opened. And now we have 8 or 9 and more are coming. The trend in brew pubs is really growing. In Florida, I believe there's over 350 brew pubs in the state of Florida, and they project there'll be over 1,000 within the next few years.
Surely this isn't your average classroom. One might think it would be cool coming into class to taste beer and wine, but these students become much like a sommelier, using their technical taste and pairing approaches, not actually consuming the beverage.
Sure, they enjoy coming in, tasting beer and wine. It's a taste and spit. But when you go to those classes, you'll be amazed how serious they are in the class, because they have to grade the tasting of the wines, and you'll see them in class going, it's too red, it's not red enough. And then we wanted to also do brewing of beer because we knew that was very big. This class is not devoted just to beer. It is through the entire program of beverage management, sanitation, beverage operations, beer and wine essentials, how you purchase. I mean, it has 10 classes. In hospitality, profits are about 40 to 60% based on hospitality beverage. Now, a lot of people don't realize that. They think the money comes from the food and the rooms. It doesn't. Hospitality beverage is really the driver behind that. So the more knowledge they have in that, the better employer they're going to be. So our students coming out of this program will be better prepared to fill those jobs. They'll be able to figure out how to serve that wine, how to store that wine, how to buy that wine, what foods go with that. Same thing with beers. They're going to be able to have the opportunity to taste beers from around the world. That's part of our classes now. And there's a big science now of matching beers with food.
With over 1.3 million workers in the state of Florida involved in the hospitality industry, today's market for beverages is rising, and this new beverage program at Daytona State College is sure to quench those trending educational demands for Volusia County and beyond. For Volusia Magazine,
To beer.
I'm Kevin Captain.